Energy cannot be created nor be destroyed, but it can be converted from one form to another. For example, nuclear energy can be used to benefit society in various ways, including medical research and agriculture. With at least 800 million of the world's 7 billion inhabitants chronically malnourished and tens of thousands dying daily from hunger and hunger-related causes, radioisotopes and radiation used in food and agriculture play a significant role in helping reduce these tragic figures. To directly improve food production, agriculture needs to be sustainable over the long term. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization works with the International Atomic Energy Association on programs to improve food sustainability.
Many of the South Africans need to hear an authority like yourself talking about another type of nuclear, not a dangerous one. Because in the many minds of people, they think that nuclear is a dangerous thing. I think your statement, your account about South Africa is very important for conscientizing our own community to understand and appreciate that this is not dangerous, but is advantageous to people. That we are producing some of the medical elements or components that are found in very few countries. Our nuclear safety record is impeccable, not only in the Safari, but also in the operation of the Koeberg nuclear power plant, which also turned 30 years during 2014. Our nuclear safety record is underpinned by the robust nuclear regulatory system. Safari was the first research reactor in the world to convert from using weapons-grade fuel to a low-enriched type.
The World Nuclear Association, the International Atomic Energy Association, and environmentalists for nuclear energy contend that nuclear power is a safe, sustainable energy source that reduces carbon emissions. As a member of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, South Africa uses nuclear science for peaceful means. The South African nuclear program includes both nuclear energy and nuclear medicine. South Africa is the only country in Africa with a commercial nuclear power plant.
From the dawn of our new democracy in 1994, the reactor was barely utilized. In the last 20 years, we have used the reactor over 4 times. That during the previous 30 years, I think we can say that was an achievement. Ironically, this was achieved 4 times less personnel on the Nexa site. And I want to congratulate the team Nexa for work well done. There are approximately 8,000 employees they were then at the Atomic Energy Corporation. Clearly in nuclear, we are setting a new standard for doing more with less. South Africa was a different place, Director General, and today South Africa is indeed a different place. Nonetheless, our motivation behind this evening is that a research reactor is atoms for peace and atoms for development. And in our developmental society and the developmental agenda of President Zuma,
by congratulating South Africa on the 50th anniversary of the Safari 1 research reactor. The Safari 1 reactor is the leading producer on the African continent of medical isotopes, which are vital for the diagnosis and treatment of cancer. It is also one of the 4 largest producers in the world of one key isotope, molybdenum-99. I compliment the South African authorities and the South African Nuclear Energy Corporation on these remarkable achievements. South Africa is an experienced user of advanced nuclear technology, a leader in many areas, and a valued partner for the IAEA. Your country provides an excellent example of how modern technology can be used effectively to advance development and improve people's lives, ordinary people's lives. The IAEA is proud to have worked closely with you on your journey. South Africa is also a role model in terms of South-South cooperation, generously sharing its expertise and experience in the nuclear field with countries on the African continent and beyond. You do this in areas such as cancer treatment, about which I will say more in a moment, and through the African Renaissance and International Cooperation Fund. This is an admirable initiative which is building capacity to diagnose animal disease across the continent.
2 reactors located at the Koeberg Nuclear Power Station accounts for around 5% of South Africa's electricity production. Spent fuel is disposed of at Valput's radioactive waste disposal facility in the Northern Cape. The Safari 1 tank and pool research reactor is located at the Pelindaba Nuclear Research Center in Gauteng.
As we've indicated, Safari 1 supply a range of products to the different markets. It supplies the medical isotopes. It does the research and development for material testing. It does research and development, skills development for students, for satisfying various sectors of our local industry as well as international industry. Safari 1 produces graduates at the master's level that does their research here, doctors with PhDs, and all other skills that are required for operating the nuclear industry. And so as a result, all sectors will benefit from Safari 1 in terms of its output to the South African industry as well as the international community. As you know, South Africa has got a nuclear energy policy which was promulgated in 2008, and this policy lays the framework and the government's vision within which government will roll out the nuclear build in a coordinated manner. The policy was then given effect through cabinet approval of the Integrated Resource Plan, which is an IRP 2010 to 2030. This IRP stipulates that nuclear will form an amount of 9.6 gigawatts up to 2030. So as a country, we are now finalizing our preparations for the rollout of the nuclear build, which includes this 9.6 gigawatt, as well as the entire aspect of the nuclear build, which involves the entire nuclear fuel cycle, involving industrialization, localization, job creation, education skills development, fuel manufacturing and fabrication. And these are all the elements that we as a country have finalized in order to be ready to start procuring the nuclear build program, which includes the 9.6 gigawatts of nuclear power. We have now engaged with several prospective vendor countries. These include the United States of America, France, China, Russia, South Korea, and we've signed intergovernmental agreement with these countries in order for us to prepare for a procurement process that has not yet started. We are also engaging with 2 more countries, which is Japan and Canada, and we will be signing in future nuclear cooperation agreements with these countries.
Safari 1, which recently celebrated its 50th anniversary, is a 20-megawatt light water-cooled, beryllium-reflected, pool-type research reactor, initially used for high-level nuclear physics research programs and was commissioned in 1965. The reactor is owned and operated by South African Nuclear Energy Corporation at their facility in Pelindaba, South Africa.
NECSA plans to contribute to the new bill through its manufacturing, through providing engineering services, project management, and coordination activities around the nuclear fuel cycle, the conversion, the enrichment, the fuel fabrication, as well as the engineering related to it will be done by NECSA. Nuclear applications relate to medicinal use, the therapy, the diagnosis. It also applies to non-destructive testing. When you want to test something without destroying it, you can utilize nuclear in the pipeline industries, hydrocarbons. There are long pipelines. If you want to see where it's going to leak, you use nuclear facilities to do that.
The question now was, how will Safari 1 sustain itself for another 50 years? The answer lays at the hands of the youth, those young engineering, physics minds that will not only maintain the current infrastructure, but also drive innovation.
We don't have to also go and also import skills. What we can do is that we've got a time, Safari has been celebrating 50 years. 50 years of the research, 50 years of so many things. So what we need to do is to expose this thing to young professionals, to young learners at high school level, to say that, look at this industry. 50 years is a long time, and we're still going to maintain this reactor for another couple of years. So what better way of exposing this, all the researchers, all the commercial aspects and the industrial aspect of Safari to young learners so they become interested and they can see the value into the nuclear industry. So this thing helps in such a way. So as SANAPS, we saw that a lot of people don't know about the nuclear industry. When they think about the nuclear industry, they said, oh, they are the bomb ones. They don't know. There are so many applications here. We start with research and development. A lot of papers have been produced. We talk of commercial aspects. NECSA is the second in the world in terms of radioisotopes. We talk about industrial application. There's so many things that we can do. And remember, again, we've got Koeberg Nuclear Power Station. So what better way of exposing these learners to all these nuclear facilities to ensure that tomorrow they are involved, they are part and parcel of the nuclear industry, and we can grow the nuclear industry to be an industry which each and every one of us in the whole country will love and will be eager to be part of. So as SANAPS, that is our duty.
Since its commissioning on 18th March 1965, Safari 1 has achieved many outstanding successes and is currently engaged in activities which are not only fascinating, but also of great benefit to mankind. Safari 1 provides products and services both locally and internationally, proving that nuclear technology does indeed offer many beneficial applications.
Nuclear reactor operators are, I would say, a special kind of professionals. They come to work every day to complete some difficult tasks. Among others, they do the operation of the reactor. They have to make sure that the reactor operates safely on a daily basis. They also have to make sure that the experimental installations are also in good order, and they must also provide maintenance for the reactor. The reactor runs for 4 weeks, and after every 4 weeks we shut it down, and then we do preventative maintenance. We replace whatever needs to be replaced before it breaks. And that's what has made Safari 1 one of the best and most available reactors in the world. And that is thanks to the kind of reactor operators we have and the caliber of their knowledge and their skills in terms of operations, in terms of maintenance, the skills that they possess, in terms of the operation of the research reactor experiments as well. So those are the key basic things that a reactor operator will do. But then they have to do many other things over and above that, and those have come with the abilities that they have to have right from the beginning when we acquire them.
But with all this innovation, what is being done to further the gender equality in this highly technical field?
Women in Nuclear South Africa is an affiliate of the Women in Nuclear Global Organization. It's an initiative of the Department of Energy, and in South Africa this organization was founded in 2003. The objective of the organization is to provide support for women who are working in nuclear fields in the country, and some of the things that we do would include raising the public awareness of nuclear amongst young girls as well as in the country in general. As we know that women are not well represented in the STEM fields, and let alone the nuclear energy. But the other thing is that in general, the public is skeptical about the advantages of nuclear energy in general. And most time when you talk to the people about nuclear, all that they think about is nuclear power plant and the accidents that happen in the nuclear power plants. So we also raise awareness of facilities like NEXA that deals with other applications other than nuclear power, where there's applications in medicine, applications in agriculture, applications in food, as well as in other industries.
However, reports have suggested that the USA is concerned about the security of a quarter-ton of uranium stored near Pretoria, which it fears might fall into the wrong hands.
We work with the Americans to strengthen our security. We work with Americans in order to export materials to them, import materials from them. They've never gave rise to these accusations that we see in newspapers. I don't think it's the American government that's talking. I think it's some anti-nuclear people that are talking about things that they don't quite understand, because we work with the Americans to strengthen our security, as I've already mentioned.
In honor of this occasion, President Jacob Zuma unveiled the plaque at Pelindaba. As the world finds ways to feed its energy needs, South Africa can rest assured that it is indeed part of the solution due to the ongoing successes at the Safari 1 project.
It's all about energy and the will to succeed. It's all about power and the passion to believe. It's more than just excellence. When you're building higher dreams, it's all about our vision and the future that it brings. We're in
This message is brought to you by the Department of Energy, celebrating 50 years of successful nuclear energy use in South Africa.